In May 1950, Staff Sergeant Bruce Matthewson Jr. pledged to serve his country for another 6 years. 6 months after re-enlisting, Matthewson died in combat against the enemy near Koto-ri in Korea. Today we honor this hero who dedicated 12 years of his life and ultimately his life itself to our nation. For nearly his entire adult life, Staff Sergeant Matthewson was a Marine. A native of Philadelphia, Matthewson first joined the Marines in 1936 when he was 18. During his Marine service, he was stationed on both coasts and in the territory of Hawaii. He was deployed 3 times overseas. While serving our country, he also became a husband and father, leaving behind a wife, Emma Irene, and 3 young children when he was killed in action at age 33. Historians often write of how America was caught unprepared for the 2 wars it fought in the middle of the last century. Matthewson, however, was one of the few and proud who was serving watch on the eve of both World War II and the Korean War. He first signed on in 1936. The next year, he found himself as part of the 4th Marines, defending the Shanghai International Settlement during Japan's invasion of China. In 1942, with America at war against Japan, Matthewson enlisted a second time. He fought on Guam and Iwo Jima, where he was wounded. He signed on for another 4 years after Japan's surrender. When his 3rd enlistment was up, Matthewson re-enlisted once again in 1950, just 1 month before soldiers from North Korea invaded the South. Staff Sergeant Matthewson, a machine gun section leader attached to E Company, 2nd Battalion, 1st Marines, 1st Marine Division, played a crucial role in one of America's most desperate defenses at the Chosin Reservoir. On the night of November 29th, a battalion of Chinese soldiers attacked a position near Koto-ri that they thought was lightly defended. Matthewson's machine gun section was defending that very position. His leadership of the section, running from gun to gun in an effort to direct the section's fire, and then redirect it when the line was penetrated, held the Chinese battalion back. And when 5 soldiers actually broke through and were amidst the guns of his section, Matthewson threw his jammed carbine to the ground and charged the enemy with nothing more than a revolver. His commanding officer wrote that Bruce's actions, prior to his immediate death, commanded the respect of all who witnessed it. The peace and freedom we and our allies enjoy are made possible by servicemen like Staff Sergeant Bruce Matthewson Jr. Marines, soldiers, sailors, and airmen serve in times of uneasy peace, knowing that they can be called into action suddenly, as Matthewson was in 1950. In just 1/2 of 1 year, Matthewson re-enlisted, visited his family one last time, then returned from his re-enlistment leave early as the Marines prepared for war. He was transferred to the 1st Marines and into a division the Marines were aggressively building to combat strength, calling on veterans throughout the country and fleet who were combat ready. Veterans like Staff Sergeant Bruce Matthewson Jr. Veterans who could quickly equip and train. Veterans who could successfully pull off an improbable landing at Incheon. Veterans who could then liberate Seoul while rolling back the surging North Koreans. Veterans who could then hold a line in frozen and unforgiving terrain against overwhelming numbers of enemy forces.